All right, all right. Welcome back to IS Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so let's take it back to the beginning. When Tom Brady made the decision to go to the Buccaneers, okay? As you guys remember, the Bucs was one of the teams that I thought highly that Tom Brady would go to when we were picking out the teams that he could play for. Okay. And the Bucks was the perfect fit for me. They had all the weapons, the wide receivers. They had the tight end, the young tight end. Of course, they brought Gronk in, and now Gronkowski's looking good. Okay, they got weapons. Okay, everywhere they got running backs, they got weapons, they got wide receivers, Evans and Godwin and all these guys. Got Gronkowski. They don't really need Antonio Brown. Okay. Now their offensive line is kind of shaky, from time to time. They played well against Green Bay, though. They were dominant. They were able to run the ball, but most of the time that offensive line is shaky. Now, what's the best thing for a shaky offensive line? Somebody like Antonio Brown, because you can get the ball out quickly to him with easy passes. The defensive backs fear him going deep, going long, going sideways, quick slants, quick outs. You can get him the ball like that. Everybody else, it takes others, Godwin and Evans a longer time. Tom Brady has to do seven dropbacks, 7-step dropbacks, 5-step dropbacks. With Antonio Brown, it's quick passes. Um, he can get open right away. Now we haven't seen him play since he was on the Patriots, and he in that game he did well. He had a touchdown and he caught like three first downs and some other stuff. So he did really well in that game. It looked like the Patriots were going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. Remember that? And then everything switched on him. Why? Because the occultic numbers. So that takes us into the next video I did. The next video I did was that Tom Brady could not go back to the Super Bowl, and this is what I was being told, because of the occultic numbers, right? His occultic numbers are too perfect for him to go to the Super Bowl. Okay, they're too perfect. He's already got like 13 appearances here in the conference championship. He's got 6 rings, three losses. Like there's your 6, there's your 3, there's your 13. I mean, he's got it all, right? His number is 13, 1, 2, right? Equals 13, or no, is it 1, 2? Yeah, TV 12, right? TV 12 equals 3, right? Equals 3, my bad. Equals 3, right? TB 12, right? Tom Brady 12. Yeah, equals 3. So he's got all the occultic numbers. Now, after I did that video, about a weeks or a month later, I was told that this year occultic numbers are thrown out the window because of the COVID, because people can miss games. You don't know what's going to happen. Nothing is predictable. It's going to be harder to go by the script. Even though the NBA did it, NBA went by the script. They were able to pull it off in the bubble. They went by the script. Clippers lost, Clippers losing to Nuggets. Nuggets then playing the Lakers. Okay, resembling the year Kobe won, when Kobe won in Orlando, beat Orlando. Lakers win in Orlando. Lakers beat the Nuggets, to get to the finals. Okay, so it's the same thing, right? Um, so that occultic stuff was still able to play out in the NBA. So for them to say, for people to say, well, everything's thrown out for the NFL, and it's a do is whoever wins. It's open this year. It's open. Is year zero, 2020, year zero, and it's open. So Tom Brady has reset. Interesting that Tom Brady left on at 2020 on the year of on the year of zero, because this is year zero in decoding, right? This is year zero for those that know codes, decoding, and have algorithms and stuff. You know that it's year zero. right? 2020, year zero. Okay, so it's interesting that Tom Brady left and went to a new situation in 2020, year zero. He's basically, what I was told that Tom Brady is basically doing is he's resetting his occultic numbers. Okay, because he knew he was done in Patriots. He couldn't do anything else because of the numbers were already set. So he leased in 2020. That was year 20 for him as well, right? I believe, right? Wasn't it year 20? Didn't he come in? I think it was, yeah, year 20. I think it was 20. He was there for 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Tom Brady was there for 20 years. I mean, how perfect is that? You can't even make this stuff up. Tom Brady, 20 years in the same uniform, reaches all the occultic numbers, and then in year 2020, a reset year, a year of year zero, he resets himself and he goes into a different location and different team, which resets his occultic numbers. Unbelievable. So because of that, now you see the story in front of you, because everybody said that that Antonio Brown was going to the Seahawks or the Baltimore Ravens, okay, or Green Bay. Or well, I'm not going to say back to the back to the Steelers because they wouldn't want him. But there's teams out there that could use Antonio Brown. The Eagles, right? They need a receiver badly, right? And they're still in the hunt. They're in first. They're half a game ahead of the Cowboys right now. They could have used him, but for some reason he loves Tom Brady, right? He wants to play with the goat, right? And so here he is. Breaking news: Antonio Brown and the Buccaneers have reached agreement on a one-year deal. Language still has to be finalized. COVID protocols passed, but Brown is likely to make his Bucs debut in Week 9 against the Saints. Interesting, because they lost to the Saints in the beginning of the year, to the first game of the season, where most people thought that they would lose because they had Tom Brady was brand new. They had no preseason or anything. They were going to be rusty. Saints are the same team from last year. They literally brought everybody back. So they would be able to do a lot better. So yeah, so the Bucs lost that game, no surprise there. This time around, the Bucs are now clicking and they add Antonio Brown. They should win. They're going to be favored to win this game. Matter of fact, the Bucs are now going to be favored to win every game they play this year. Okay, unless it's like in Seattle or something, in December or something. You know what I mean? Where it's freezing cold or something like that, right? So, anyways, or maybe up in Green. Well, they just trashed Green Bay, right? So they're not Green. They wouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe in Kansas City, maybe in December, and maybe a nice cold, frigid game in Kansas City in December. Maybe Kansas City by 3.5, and by 2.5, -2, -1. Okay, but the Buccaneers are now favorite, right? So this will put the Buccaneers favored in literally every game they play for the rest of the season. So, what could be the deal that stops Tom Brady from getting to the Super Bowl? Because right now, they said they throw away the occultic numbers for this year. This year's the year of zero. This year's when everything resets. Tom Brady doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff. That was for the Patriots, and back then he can still go to the Super Bowl and win and continue his legacy as a Buck. Okay, they're allowing him free will to do that, okay, as things have reset. Okay. So if that's the case, then what's going to stop Tom Brady from getting to the Super Bowl if it is indeed still secretly scripted? Because of course these people lie all the time, right? They'll tell you, it's yeah, Tom Brady has nothing to worry about. Right, he can go, but then secretly they say, "Nah, his occult numbers still stand. He ain't going nowhere." So what would do it? What would it be that stops Tom Brady from getting to the Super Bowl with Antonio Brown? An injury. That's what it would be, right? Or Tom Brady comes down with COVID at the wrong time, right? Tom Brady has COVID, right? And it's a playoff week, and Tom Brady has COVID, and they have to use their backup quarterback who can't throw a lick, right? And so Tom Brady's not there for the playoffs. A playoff game that they lose, right? So something like that, or somebody um, purposely hurting Tom Brady on purpose. You know what I mean? Those are two things that are in effect, right? So if the elites and the new elites and the cabal are lying about Tom Brady, then we're gonna see one of those two things. So I would write it down: either COVID on an important game, like a playoff game for Tom Brady, because everybody else is getting it, not TV 12, so it's gonna shock the world if TV 12 gets it during the playoffs, right? Or somebody purposely hurting Tom Brady. Okay. So those are the two things to watch out for. All right. And now, if those two things don't happen, then Tom Brady is going back to the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be crazy? Now, who would he face? Well, of course, people are going to say, well, maybe the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe the Raiders. The Raiders are looking good this year as well. Maybe if New England can get their acts together, right? Maybe he might face New England, his old team. What a coincidence. What a scripted story that would be. New England versus New England and Cam Newton and Belichick versus Tom Brady, right? And Antonio Brown. I mean, you could write up different types of scripts right now about what's going to happen. Okay. Now, crazy thing is that the Tampa Bay Rays are playing in the World Series right now against the LA Dodgers. So we're seeing this theme of Florida versus LA. And so is that a sign that Florida and LA are going to be big places to look out for in the elections? I'm pretty sure that's what they're telling us, because they'll show you signs before it happens. So Florida and LA and California will be at right to the end during the elections. Another thing you should write down, right? Those two states are going to be very close in the elections. Okay, so you got the Lakers winning against the Miami Heat. Now you got the Tampa Bay Rays facing the Dodgers, LA Dodgers. Okay, so it's not gonna be the Chargers because they suck, all right, with the rookie quarterback. So who out of LA could it be versus Tom Brady? Could it be the Raiders? Raiders are in Las Vegas now, but they used to be LA, right? If the theme is Florida versus LA, well, the Rams are in the same division. The Niners are in the same, not the same conference. Excuse me. The Niners are in the same conference, NFC. You know, San Diego Chargers are there, but they suck. They're like 1-4, unless they secretly get hot at some point. You know what I mean, and make a massive run with a rookie quarterback out of nowhere. That would be crazy. That could happen. No, you never know. But that's it. I don't see. I mean, who else is in the LA market? That's about it. So, that's pretty interesting. But Raiders used to be in the LA market, and now they're in Las Vegas. Maybe they'll take that. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe it could be the Raiders versus the Bucs. I have no clue. Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say. Anything goes. Anything goes. And because anything goes, Tom Brady can get back to the Super Bowl because his occultic numbers have reset. Is what they were telling me. Okay, and so because his numbers have been reset, but that doesn't mean that he's guaranteed to go to Super Bowl, because it's an all out war, right? They could send they can they can put COVID on him, or they could have somebody during the game go low on him, right, on purpose, and injure his knee or concuss him, and have him out for the playoffs with a concussion. So it's all out war right now, right? Because anything goes this season. There is not really. They were saying that it's not scripted this season. Okay, this season is not scripted. Anything goes, and because it's a reset of the occultic numbers, so that tells me that's why Tom Brady was able to get Antonio Brown. Now, remember last year, Tom Brady was also able to get Antonio Brown. But I told you guys that Tom Brady and Antonio Brown will not last because Tom Brady cannot win the Super Bowl. And within about 3 weeks, he was 1 week after that game, he was gone. Like the next Thursday or Wednesday, Antonio Brown was magically gone. Right? He never played another game because he went on the field. They looked unbeatable, and they got rid of him because it's scripted. Right? These text messages came out of nowhere about this woman and blah 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 blah, and he was gone. If Antonio Brown stays on that Patriots team, they go undefeated, and Tom Brady got to 7 win, and he messes up his occultic numbers, right? So they got rid of him like that. Well, let's see what happens here. Because if Tom Brady is not allowed to win Super Bowl, and they are lying, right, about the reset of the occultic numbers, Antonio Brown will not last as a Tampa Bay, or they will remove Tom Brady somehow by injuring him for the year or something or coming down with a sickness or something like that at the pivotal moment. Okay, is it pivotal? No, it's I don't know how to say it. You guys know what I'm talking about. At the right moment, right? So this is gonna be interesting. This is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see how this plays out. It's gonna be kind of fun to see how this plays out. But right now, Tampa Bay is now the team to beat in the NFL because I was telling people whoever Antonio Brown goes to, either Seattle, Green Bay, Kansas City, Baltimore, or the Bucs, is going to win the Super Bowl if they allow it to play out. Right? Because if they don't allow it to play out, then it doesn't matter, right? Because then they can do whatever, right? They can get Antonio Brown on some fraud charges, another sexual assault charge. They can make up anything they want because they control the media. But if they're telling the truth that this is a year of zero, which it is a year zero, but I'm talking about for the NFL, and that the occultic numbers do not matter, then they won't do that, and they will let it play out in the field, and the Bucs will win the Super Bowl. Just have Antonio Brown, and he's the greatest receiver since literally Jerry Rice. So I guess we'll see. Oh, Randy Moss, excuse me, Randy Moss. Salute to Randy Moss, Terrell Owens. Actually, yeah. Well, who left first, Terrell Owens or Randy Moss? I don't know, but Terrell Owens. You got Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, right? Terrell Owens and Randy Moss. I think, and then you have Megatron, from the Detroit Lions. Some of you guys remember Megatron. He didn't play long enough though, right? He didn't play. He still. I don't even think he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame though. He didn't play enough though. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how long he played, but from my eyes, it was Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, you know, um, Randy Moss. They all played for the 49ers, by the way, and Antonio Brown, right? At the elite levels, right? Of course, Michael Irvin was there and Chris Carter, but Jerry Rice, you know, Randy Moss were at the top. That was the elite of the elite, and then you can maybe even add Terrell Owens right below them, because in my mind it's Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. Right, Jerry Rice is number one. Randy Moss is could be 1B. You know what I mean? Unstoppable, right, in their primes, and then Terrell Owens, and then the rest of them. So I know you guys might be thinking a little bit different depending on where you're from, but no one could. Jerry Rice and Randy Moss were ridiculous, right? And so is this guy right here, Antonio Brown, absolutely ridiculous, cannot be guarded. Right. Okay, so let's just see what happens going forward. I'll update you maybe a month or two from now if I get more information on it. But that's what it is right now. There, it's all systems go. It's year zero. Occultic numbers have been reset, and anybody can win the championship this year. So let's see if they stick to that. Because if they do, Tampa Bay's winning the Super Bowl. If they don't, then we're going to see it clear out. Somebody's going to hurt Tom Brady, or they're going to make up false charges on Antonio Brown at some point in the near future. Peace out. God bless. Eyes open. I don't really care who gets the Super Bowl. Really, I'm just having fun with this. But right now that Antonio Brown's ready to play, then it's going to be the Bucs versus the Chiefs, or the Bucs versus the Steelers, or the Bucs versus the Ravens, or the Bucs versus the Chargers. I mean, or Raiders. So either one of those teams, or it could be, maybe the Patriots can come back alive at some point, but they don't have enough talent to get there, in my opinion. So it's going to be one of those teams, in my opinion. Or it could be Tennessee Titans. How about that? They're really good as well. Tennessee Titans is a sleeper, right? So you got the Titans, you got the Chiefs, you got the Raiders. Okay, who else did I say? The Chiefs, the Titans, the Raiders. Um, and who's the other one? And the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think I'm missing one, but you guys get the point. Peace out. God bless. Eyes open. Bye.